folks, Mark here. It's early, it's 6:30 Christmas Eve over here in Western Australia. We've been waiting, we're up earlier over here, we've been waiting to see what actually happened in the upper house of Parliament in New South Wales to see if it was going to be exactly what we expected and what we have sort of seen coming for a fair while. And yes, at this stage it is. They've put through the bill for as the catch cry from over here was for a while, the strictest gun laws or the most aggressive gun laws in Australia. Well, that's just landed in New South Wales. It's actually a lot worse than that. It's removing recreational hunting. So it is effectively going to kill the firearms industry completely in Australia. That is a tactic. Obviously, other states are most likely to follow. Obviously, for those who haven't woken up, this is all the game plan. It was all in their mind, no doubt, the masterstroke and the things that happened to set this up to this perfect little system where just before Christmas, where all the parliamentarians want to go home, where no one wants to talk about anymore, kept them till 3 a.m. in the morning to basically ransom them with a bill where they jammed in all the other bits and pieces, and I won't go through the specifics of it, but anti-Semitism laws, anti-protest laws, and the Firearms Act, all into one thing, set up to, well, you're obviously a horrible person if you don't vote for this bill. Very specifically designed, very maliciously done to get more control, to disarm the population. And for those that haven't really woken up to it yet, the thought that this was not about firearms is foolish. It was always about firearms. The structure, the terrorist attack was always about firearms as one of the key ingredients that the people that were involved, at whatever they were, was one of what the things they were up to. The likes of the terrorism, yes, obviously it was terrorists, there's no question. Obviously they were bad people, that obviously they also in some senses went against their Islam side of things in, if you understand more about the Quran, then to do what they did actually brought pressure on Islam where their religion says not to do that. So there's other things going on. Crazy people, manipulated people, whatever it is, it's, I suppose what I'd say, none of it is what the government's saying it is. None of it is what directly appears if you haven't really thought about it. Yes, there are explanations that if you follow enough, pull enough on the threads, they'll make more sense. Ultimately, our government has let Australia and Australian citizens down horribly. Ultimately, in some form or other, even if only by their inabilities, they are complicit and have blood on their hands on what they've done. And then it is more and more, it is not more and more, it is completely obvious when the Prime Minister, doesn't want a Royal Commission into this. No, we don't want looking under those rocks. He more and more so says that he knows something's really bad's happened. He knows the government's involved and he doesn't want you talking about it. So all that, and I can go on a lot more, and I will go on more about in videos to come about what we found in Western Australia. For those that weren't paying attention, for the playbook that's involved here, they have done the same sort of thing. They have escalated their breaking of the rules. They've now set up Parliament, they've now set up the government where they can actually, all of the parliamentary process they're supposed to go through, they ignore because no one holds them to account. They have streamlined things to where they've set it up in particular instances, which has happened too many times in Australia. Actually, just before Christmas, something big happens so they can get something big across the line, and it's just all coincidence. So let's drag the wool off their eyes, I suppose, where I'd go with that, rather than getting more negative. It is Christmas time. And be you religious or not religious, whether you believe in Christ or you don't, it doesn't really matter. It is Christmas time. It is a retail affair around the country, around the world, but it's also a very high stress time for a lot of people. Part of why they do it now is exactly that. That's part of what the government's up to. But that doesn't mean us as individuals are not under a lot of stress. So look out for your mates. Be gentle in your treatment of people. Be kind in your treatment of people. This is a time where people have overextended financially, or people are already overextended anyway. They're trying to fit too much in with going to this relative, going to that relative, deal with the the problems, the fights deal with the bits and pieces of family that are all under pressure, and some behave at their best and some behave at their worst. These are to look out for things. But there's also mates now, to some degree, us in Western Australia have not been hardened to this. Some have given up, but have been under so much pressure. You feel like a criminal. You're the bad guy, even though you know you're not. You get made to feel that way. That pressure is already coming on people on your side of the country. It is also on our side of the country also. Look out for those guys. Check in on those guys. There are people who are in the throes of giving up. Look out for them. This is not over. This is a long way from over. There is a very good thing to this very bad thing that's happened. And that is they're going that fast, accelerating that fast into it. They think they have that much control. They can jam it through and make it happen. Decimate the industry. And I'll get more into that later on in future videos. But yes, this is a massive thing for the entire industry which just happened. But they think they can push through. But by going so fast, they've woken many, many up. A lot more people that were, no, it's not me. Don't get me wrong, it's so frustrating for us on this side, on the channel, but us on this side of the country to, oh no, it's not going to happen here. No, we're fine here. Oh, New South Wales has got good hunting laws. Oh, we're fine. Oh, we got a good minister. Oh, we got a good police minister. Wake the F up. Well, now you have. Now you see, it all changes in a blink. It all changes in a blink, and all of a sudden people you thought you're on your side are not. It is something you're aware of. There are some good there are some good ministers that actually are on our side, but a whole heap of people jump on this boat saying, look at me, I'm good, I'll support you. Get it in writing, otherwise don't trust a politician. We need to make noise, and now we've woken people up. We make the noise, we start to lead it. There's literally millions of us and there's hundreds of them. So we do have the power, we have to grasp it. Hopefully this is a waking stage for it. So I'll go back to that. I'm going to keep this fairly short. Yes, it is a big, terrible thing that is in the process of happening, but yes, the people have woken up. And yes, when you think about it, industry that is being laying quiet, manufacturers, importers, and that sort of stuff, and we'll just keep our heads down and we won't get involved. Well, you're involved. You now have to get involved or your business is done. Surely you can see that. So there's some money that people can come in with and start to work things, whether it's the advertising side of things, whether it's the lobbying side of things, whether it's the protesting side of things, whatever it is. And I'll go through more of those things, but everything needs to happen. But at this moment, see the silver lining in that. They've gone that fast that everyone is in the crosshairs. They've woken people up. The other positive is, which is, it doesn't sound like one, but the other positive is to look at the gameplay over here. They went with the firearms, they jammed that through. We're still trying to find ways to lever back at this sort of stuff, and things like showing everyone how bad the laws are, things like maybe going, and this also ties in the Port Arthur situation, go through and get that properly reviewed. Go through and get that opened up. Force them to do that. They are hiding things. It makes the government corrupt to be hiding things. There's angles, this all ties in together. Those are all things to come. But what I'm actually saying with that is what we saw is the moment they got all that through, they went after the fisheries really heavily. They'll be going after the farmers, the four-wheel drivers I know are in threat. This is so much more than firearms. It was about firearms this stint to the largest degree. There's a big part of what was in play here for the government side of things. But why? It's because everybody else, everyone who's listening that isn't in firearms, well, you're on the crosshairs too. And even those on the woke, Labor, woke, well, left, I don't know the right way to say that anymore because everyone gets offended in some form or other. But even those that think you're doing better on being on the right side because you are supporting the oppressed and you are pushing back against the oppressors, and there's a lot to that conversation, but even you're in the crosshairs too, because they want the control. This is part of the game. This is why you start this process, and this is why you start with the guns. So I won't get too much more into the negative side of it. Look after your mates, look after your family, be kind to people, and work out a way to enjoy Christmas and be with your family. Very important thing, be with your friends and support people. So that's where I'll leave it today. I'll just get Sam into this.
Hi everyone, Sam here. We just want to wish you and yours all the very best for Christmas. Enjoy your break, look after each other, and stay safe.
Yeah, guys, like I said, look out for everyone, be kind to everyone, and have a good Christmas. Thanks for checking in, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye for now.